Alrighty, boys and ghouls, children of all ages, well, not of all ages. How's everybody doing on this hump day? Well, we passed it now, past midnight, so we got through hump day. How are you, May? How are you, Jason? Good to see you guys. Yes, let's go, indeed, as we wait for Keith. You have seen this one, not in a very long time. Yeah, this is a movie. This actually, I had this watch party scheduled, like privated and saved from Christmas time, because that's because I ran out of hours because I was doing all those watch-alongs, and I was supposed to do it with Keith back then, and then ended up having to move it, and then I just put it on private and said, I don't know when I'll do this. Maybe when I'm in a random mood for it, and that's basically what happened. But I think this is, and Keith shares, we'll talk more about it, but he shares the same sentiment that this is Lin Shaye's best performance. I think she absolutely kills it in this movie. She plays just, when she starts losing her mind, like later in the second half of the movie, from all the crazy stuff going on. I won't spoil it for people who haven't seen it. And I'll see if people come in, if anyone who hasn't seen it and they want to watch along. But as stuff starts getting crazier, and the way she like just loses her mind and starts acting nuts is unreal. And Ray Wise acts right across from her, and I am a huge fan of Ray Wise as well. I love him so much. He's great in everything. So the two of them together is just fantastic. I don't know if I know any other movies the director of this did, which I'm blanking on his name, so I'm looking. There's two directors, that's right. Fabrice Canepa and Jean-Baptiste Andrea are the two directors of this movie. So I don't know if they went on to do anything else. So it was an English language. It was a French horror film. Okay, I sounded it. So it was like this is a French film, and it is a Christmas horror film, as they are on their way to Christmas dinner with their family. Tomorrow, so it's looking good. I'm going to message Andrew Devoff in the morning, but it's so far he didn't say anything that his schedule changed or anything, so it's looking like tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, we will have the great Andrew Devoff on. Wishmaster 1 and 2 plays Nathaniel Demarest and the Djinn and the Toy Soldiers. I was never a big Lost fan, but he was in Lost as well for a few seasons. Yeah, exactly. We got to bring on the Wishmaster and make him talk like him too. And to prep for that, if anyone hasn't seen it yet, here is the trailer for Wishmaster X, The Last Summer. And then I think Keith will be here by the time this is done. From JTSHD Studios, if you had the chance to wish away the wrongdoings of your past at the expense of the entire world, would you take it? Andrea was just your typical seriously fucked up young adult at your typical fishing hamlet high school one summer night. After going out with her friends for a night full of debauchery and responsible drinking and driving, they accidentally mow down a man in cold blood. After dumping the body in the ocean and swearing to secrecy, They thought their slight problems were solved. 1 year later, on the anniversary of that fateful night, Andrea and her friends, after all having gone massive facial reconstructive surgery and renting a rural cabin to shoot porn in from a nice old couple, they soon realized that nice old couple are in fact psychopathic murderers who start to whack off Andrea's friends one by one. While hiding for her life, Andrea discovers an ancient gemstone that releases an evil genie. In Wishmaster X, the last summer, grateful for being released from his priceless prison, the genie grants Andrea 3 wishes, with the small fine print that he will reign over Earth in an eternity of darkness when the 3rd wish is granted. After wishing away the events of last summer and death upon the horny old couple, Andrea must now race against time and find a way to return the ancient genie to his stone home before her 3rd wish is due and the entire world is fucked. Starring Jennifer Love Hewitt and Mia Goth as the always miserable-looking Andrea Kurtz. Andrew Divoff as the evil genie, Nathan for short. The chick from those shitty sequels in that terrible series started by Kevin Williamson. The return of Sir Nigel Pennywinkle, fresh off his defeat of Eric Cartman and taking on the role of whatever the hell this is. And Iron Mike Tyson, fresh off his defeat to someone that is also 30 plus years his junior. With some very special guest appearances by the weird magical creature from Andrea's childhood, Munchie. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, whose skills unfortunately don't translate well to dealing with regular old human beings. Buck Flower, in a bold, powerful, and out-of-character portrayal of the bum. And the alternate universe version of Tom Cruise, from where he never fell for an obvious scam. Featuring musical performances by Mungo Jerry. The ghost of Whitney Houston, who is granted 1 wish from the evil genie just before her performance, but instead of wishing she never died, she wished for some good ghost cocaine. Blues Traveler, and a 4-hour a cappella concert by the entire cast of the TV series I Know What You Did Last Summer, which if you recall was absolutely dreadful. Don't make your wishes just yet. Check this shit out. With every ticket purchased, you get the opportunity to sit across from Jennifer Love Hewitt for a depression off, where you stare intensely into each other's eyes while looking like your grandmother was just shot and see who can last the longest. No one has ever beaten Jennifer to this day. The 4chan movie review board had to say, finally, a movie that gives us everything we've always wanted in entertainment. Summertime, porn, and the end of humanity. Jennifer Love Hewitt herself had to say. The spirit of Leonardo da Vinci had this to say. I was so moved by the film that I had to make alterations to my past work, retitled The Last Summer. O.J. Simpson left a brief written review of the screener before he passed. Short, sweet, and poetic. I murdered that bitch and her lover for sure. Wait, what was that supposed to be right? Get ready to be given the chance to
make your wishes.
Get ready for a film so bad it will cause you to have a full-on mental break and make it the struggle of your lifetime to not choke the person sitting next to you and send them to an early grave. Get ready for Wishmaster X, The Last Summer. Coming summer 2032 to an Ahoda Mazda statue near you. Rated NC-37, with or without an accompanying guardian. All right, we are back, and we are here with Keith from Gorifo. What's up, brother? He was so confused when he first came on, like, what is playing right now?
I can't hear you, man.
All right, you hear me now? You hear me now?
No volume. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
No volume.
Yeah, the entire world will be fucked. You're crazy.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I know, man. That's why. That's why I come up with
Oh
these
man,
crazy
I'm
ideas.
trying to see what's wrong with me volume.
Is it better? You hear me?
Issues.
You
Try
guys hear me, right?
restarting your device. Oh shit.
What's
Hey,
it doing?
my volume's not working. I might have to restart my phone.
Okay. All right, you guys hear me? Yeah, it's him. Okay. Yeah, I hear him too. It's just he doesn't hear me for some reason. Oh, he's messaging me. Yeah, that's good. Yep.
All right. Again, look movie link. I pinned it, but Keith might need it because he does not own this one. So here it is again. I always forget the other kid, the girl, not the boy, the son. What the actress's name is? I think she's been in a few other things. Alexandra Holden. Is that Laurie Holden's sister? I wonder. No, it's not. That would have been interesting to find that out for the first time, but they are not siblings. And I don't really remember what I've seen her in after that, but she's been in some other things. But there's some ambiguity to this movie that I really like. That we get pretty much most of the answers in the end, but there's still some things that are left open, like what the guy at the end kind of represents. We'll get there at the end of the movie. We'll talk about it. But yeah, as soon as he gets back on, we'll hit play. I remember seeing this movie. I don't know if I saw it when it came out, but maybe like a year or two after that, a few years after it came out. And I've been watching this movie yearly, like at least once a year ever since. I really love this film. And it's so underrated. It never gets talked about. And I usually watch it around Christmas time because it is a Christmas horror or thriller. I would say this is more like a ghost thriller or psychological thriller than anything else, but I don't care what it is. It's fantastic. The woman in white, the ghost, she's pretty fucking weird and scary looking. And why isn't this working now? Okay, now it is. Never mind. I half recorded Ju-on The Grudge 2, the deep dive on that. So I have to finish that. I was actually doing that right before this. And I usually don't like breaking a movie up like that, but I've seen that film like twice in the last week with it mostly in the background. So I'm not really missing anything with the flow of it. This always reminded me of Masters of Horror, I think, because I saw it around the same time. That makes sense. I can remember, so yeah, like I know what you mean. I can remember when I saw certain movies and other movies that came out around that same time. So I'll link them together when I think of them. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? Savages. Everyone's saying, hey. I'm gonna check if Keith messaged me. Okay, he's back now. Connect your mic. There you go. All right. Better?
What is happening, man?
I hear you.
I don't fucking know, man. No.
You hear me? Because we can all hear you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Everybody
Can you hear
can.
me? I can't hear you. Um, can you send the link to my email? See if that works.
Yeah,
Sorry, man. Send
no
it to
problem.
the the sexy hubby.
Okay, cool. Mhm.
Shit.
All right. Homework. How do I do this? Sorry, folk. Technical difficulties. All right. Anybody see the monkey yet? As we're waiting for to fix this, because I just saw it on Look Movie, so that they finally got it up there. So I'm tempted to watch it sometime later. I've heard pretty good things. Not yet. Not yet. Was going to watch it tonight. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. After I finish recording The Grudge 2, thinking of throwing that on. Come on, what's his email again? I'm waiting for him to answer. Oh, I got it. Okay. Good thing it memorized it for me. Link, copy. If he can't get it figured out with this, then I'm just going to start the movie until he can get it going. That way we can start watching it. All right. So he should hop on. Been looking at the AI part of YouTube Studio. So new AVI here. Yeah, I gotta check all that out. I haven't really looked at any of that either. Which I'm glad to see that they're adding newer stuff and like ways to make our lives easier. What I really wish that they'd have, I mean, I know unless they have this, and I'm stupid and I haven't realized it. Like, you know how you can like go to an editor in YouTube Studio and you can like cut a segment out, like if it's copyright claimed or something like that. They should have a full editor in YouTube so that you can like make several different edits and edit your video like in real time on YouTube, like in studio. That would I think add a lot. All right, Keith said he got it ready on Prime, which is what I am watching it on. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime as well, guys. If feel like watching on Look Movie, but it is on Look Movie. The Call with Lin Shaye and Tobin Bell. Yes, I haven't seen that in a while, but yes, I have seen that. I just saw a movie. I just saw, what did I see? With an older comedy with Tobin Bell.
Yes.
Um, Good.
Yes, it works. Yay.
Oh, sweet. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? How you been doing?
Good. Glad we got that fixed. Because
Yeah.
yeah, we both love this movie. I was telling everybody we got here. We got May in the house. We got Jason, Ginger. We got Chris. We got a few others. But
Cool.
yeah, I was saying how we both love the shit out of this movie, and
Oh,
it's so underrated. It's barely talked about. It's a great Christmas horror. I watch this every December, and we were supposed to do this right around Christmas time, but then I ran out of StreamYard hours, and I had to push it, and then it ended up
now in March, but any time is a good time to watch this movie. And we both have talked in private about Lin Shaye's performance in this movie. That's why I put that in the title of this. Is this Lin Shaye's best performance? Because I would say yes.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I seen this. I rented it. I think shit, it was either on VHS or DVD in
Yeah.
2003 or 2004 when it came out like Family Video, and I rented it. And I was watching it, and I remembered Ray Wise from like Swamp Thing and shit.
Yeah,
And
I knew him just from Twin Peaks, being such a Twin Peaks fan
but her, I
growing up.
was like, I was like, who is that? Who is that? She is greatness. Who in the fuck is that? And then
Yep,
later on, I come to realize, oh, that's Lin Shaye from A Nightmare on Elm Street, and
yep,
it's from Alone in the Dark. Going, no, 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 you can't see him. Well, why not? Because he's invisible.
yep. This the great the sister of the great Bob Shaye, the owner, the head of New Line Cinema, and yeah, he put her in Nightmare as her first. I think that was her first acting role, right? Was the
Yeah,
teacher in Nightmare on Elm
maybe,
Street,
maybe. Anybody who
and
likes Lin Shaye and has not seen this film, you're in for a fucking treat because she is
absolutely.
special in this film.
This is
She
her
rules.
best performance by far, in my opinion. A lot of people know her because of the Insidious franchise and her character in that. Elise, what is it, Rainier or
But
something like that, Rainer, which is great. She's great in those movies, and she's great in everything that she does. That she was the neighbor with the crazy neighbor in There's Something About Mary, which I love that film.
um,
She was she's been in so many different things, but this I really think shows her range of just how she's just a phenomenal actress, and that she'll go from playing this timid, calm, wife, this housewife, and as the movie progresses and stuff starts happening, she just loses it and has that moment where she snaps completely, and her performance is absolutely unreal during that. And then you have Ray Wise, who always kills it too, who the two of them act just amazingly, across from each other. They are great in this. The son and the daughter are great. The boyfriend isn't in it for too long, but he's good too. I mean, there's not a bad performance in this movie. So May's got it ready. She's going to watch along. Anybody else who wants to watch along, I have the Look movie link pinned. And it is also on Amazon Prime. I'm sure it's on other streaming services as well. Hey, Karen, double trouble. Hey, guys in chat. I'm
hey,
crashing soon. Got to work in the AM, but stop by just to
Karen,
say
what's
hi.
up?
Hey, Karen, thank you so much for stopping by. We got to do something soon. We got to do a watch along or do anything for sure. It's been a while, honey. But thank you for stopping by and have a good day with work.
Oh yeah.
But all right, I will do a 3, 2, 1, go, and we will get this party started and hitch a ride to the dead end. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, this movie is so criminally underrated. I
Oh,
did a
definitely.
review on this a
It's so
while
unique,
back,
man.
and I
It's
said
so
the
unique.
same thing then. Yeah,
I never
and
would
it's a
expect to
very
see Ray Wise and Lin Shaye playing,
yeah,
husband
right.
and wife pair. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
it's
and
yeah,
they do such a great job. I can't. The acting is where this movie shines. I mean, the atmosphere and the
yeah,
acting,
yeah.
because the atmosphere is great through this. They're on the one road this entire movie,
Yeah.
and it's just the darkness,
Well,
throughout this film. It's a very dark film,
yeah,
and
and they have great
they,
chemistry together. Those two do, but at the same time, they're completely different. Like Ray Wise is right at the edge of fucking just losing it every fucking few minutes, and she just
yeah,
half the time just doesn't give two shits. She's just enjoying the ride, munching on her cookies or whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's the acting's great, the atmosphere's great. There's some tense scenes. The ghost, the lady in white, she's really
Amber
eerie,
Smith.
and the whole psychological aspect to this. It's a great psychological thriller.
Yeah, that ghost chick is Amber Smith, man.
Amber
She
Smith,
she
yes, it just came up on
she
the screen.
she was a big model there for a while. She was also in Dr. Drew's Celebrity Rehab, and
Okay.
another show that he did about sex addiction on the
Hmm.
VH1. She was on
Okay,
both of them.
makes sense. Makes sense. She's a gorgeous girl, even
She
dead as a ghost.
she was made a drug addict by her mother. Her mother was a drug addict and made her one too. Shared her pills with her, and
Yeah,
they became just addicts together.
yeah, it happens all too often.
Yes, my mom actually got me addicted to opiates from
Yeah,
her perspective.
yeah, exactly. See, it doesn't happen. It happens way too often.
Yes, and I don't think that they realize they're doing anything bad necessarily when they're doing it. It's just it gets
No,
out of control. And
yeah,
next thing you know, they're like, fuck.
exactly, exactly. It just escalates. Now,
So
this is where, like, when you first saw this movie, right? Was it blatantly obvious to you that they died in the car crash at the very beginning here?
no,
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 because I can't recall too much. I remember when I saw this movie, it was a few years after it came out,
no. I
and
didn't know it till the end exactly. I
yeah,
mean,
I can't.
I
I
had my
had
suspicions,
suspicion. Yeah,
but
exactly. I had suspicions. Right, like when this scene plays out, the way that they do it, like he almost gets in the crash, he pulls the car around and stuff, stops the car, then they start talking and stuff. So it's done very well. But when I
yeah,
first saw it, I can't remember exactly, but I don't think I had it. I had some suspicions, but I didn't. It wasn't blatantly obvious to me.
right,
So I think
right.
they did a good job with it because I think nowadays maybe it wouldn't work as well because people have seen it before so many times, and they would immediately think that like car
There's
accident, and then they're on a deserted road that feels like
right.
it never ends, like a dream. This has such a dreamlike quality to it, this movie, like
I love
almost
those
like
things.
phantasm.
I love that in films where they just keep going down this one road, kind of like Blair
Yeah,
Witch Project. That's one of the best things about it is the fact they keep going around in a circle and end up in the same place, all day long walking, and right there they are, right there by back by Coffin Rock. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's one of the best things about Blair Witch Project is the
yeah,
fact that
you
they
well
end up nowhere.
I'm not a huge fan of that
But
film,
but
the first one,
but,
but
but you know what
I
I mean?
do agree with the atmosphere of it. It is great, and the acting is very underrated in the Blair Witch Project. That movie gets a lot of shit for saying the acting is bad, and that's just not true. The acting is very good in that film. It's just
But,
boring to me. That's the
but it's the
thing.
same. But the aspect is the same thing as this. They keep driving straight
No,
down this
yeah, I
road,
know what you mean,
yet never
and
get
it's
anywhere.
similar. Yeah, they make no progress.
You know. Um,
But
oh
the
yeah,
twist, like the ultimate twist, that we find out that they died in the car crash, and this is all like a purgatory or some type of alternate dimension, whatever it is, but it feels like a purgatory type thing. And as they each kind of we get to hear their deepest darkest secrets and things that they hold inside, and as they let that out, they get taken by this car, by the hearse. And I think it's a great like study into all these little characters here and getting to see them like break under the pressure and then getting lost. I mean, being lost is a very that is very similar to Blair Witch Project too. How they get lost in the woods. So good point. We're comparing it to that, but
the
they get lost, and
premises
that's
of Blair Witch
mildly
is great.
frustrating at the least. Is
Yeah.
getting lost. If not, it could be
Um,
infuriating and scary.
yeah.
Depending
They
the
did
situation.
they did so many things right in Blair Witch, man. They just didn't pace it good. That's the problem with Blair Witch. The
Yeah,
pacing was
yeah,
just not good. But they did a lot of things right. They just didn't
yeah, for
pace it
sure.
right. I love how they ended up nowhere.
I agree with
They
that. I
circled right
agree
back
for
where they
sure. The
started.
pacing is off.
And yeah, her acting is
Yeah,
brilliant.
I never cared for that movie. Who
She
would
does.
say?
No, I was just
Oh,
touching
Heather.
on. Yeah,
Heather
because
and
she
Blair
actually
Witch.
was terrifying.
Oh yeah, she's great. Yeah, that's one thing I
Yeah,
do praise
yeah,
about it is
yeah.
well the marketing campaign for one was fantastic and nothing like
Yeah.
that we've ever seen before because I mean I grew up still with cord phones and cell phones didn't
Yeah,
start coming out until I was in high school and the internet I had
yeah.
I remember Windows
You
95
see them
growing up and
FBI
shit with
missing
dial
things.
up. Yeah, exactly. So like all
You
that
see
was
people
so
missing. They were
new.
missing. They were
Yes,
missing.
all
Just when they were missing,
exactly.
they were.
All of that
It
was
freaked
so
me
new
out.
at the time. It was used brilliantly as a marketing
Oh, it was.
ploy
It,
for
it,
sure.
it, it lived off that. That movie wouldn't have
Yeah,
been nothing without that, man.
and the lore I really love too because I mean how I love Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, which is a very
Oh
hated movie,
God, it's so
which I
good.
love that film. But the lore, the whole Blair Witch lore, even for 2016, the third film, I don't really enjoy it, but it's enjoyable. I can watch that. There's some good
Yeah, I
stuff
like
in
that
there.
one. The one
Yeah,
about her brother. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's the
Um,
worst. It's the worst out of the three for sure.
then those guys did the film, the found footage film exists, which I think is probably the best
Yeah,
found
we've
Bigfoot
talked about
film ever
exists.
made.
Yeah, one I would agree. Yeah, probably the best Bigfoot found footage film.
It entertains the hell out of me. Hell yeah. This was a budget of $900,000 and made
Yeah.
75 million, including DVD sales.
Wow. Wow, that's good. Synth, what's up, buddy? Synth says, "What's up, JT? What's up, Agoraphobe?
Hey, Synth, what's up, man?
Evening chat. Hello,
Hey,
Synth.
so
How you doing,
what you
brother?
been doing? What you been
It's on.
doing?
This movie's on Look Movie, and we just started maybe 20 minutes ago or less. If you want to watch
Man?
along, since the link is pinned. Not even. We started like 8 minutes ago. So even better.
That boy is such a mouthy punk, man. I'd have to slap
Yeah,
his
I know.
face.
The one thing in this movie that always gets me is the fact that they stop on the side of the road and he goes and jerks off in the woods against a tree.
That music
I
he
mean,
did,
I was
man.
a teenager, like I've jerked off in weird places, but that just always seemed weird to me.
Right, right,
That
right.
like, and it felt like a weird, unnecessary thing to put in the movie.
Been like, hey, man, I just got to get one off here real quick. Hold on, man.
Yeah,
I'll be
like
right
we're
back.
on our way to Christmas here at at the families, and we're lost, and we're all weird and tensed up and scared. But I gotta go rub one out in the woods. And he uses
Yeah,
chewing
yeah,
gum,
yeah.
if I remember right, to put a picture of a pinup girl or something on the tree.
He must be
Which,
very good at it. That's what I have to
yeah, I
think. He
know,
must
right?
be very good
He
and quick
seems
at it.
like he's done it before many times. He seemed very skilled at that. We got Pat in the
Honestly,
house. What's up, Pat?
if
Hanging out
if
in
if
chat.
if he's gonna squeeze that in the amount of time it takes to take a piss, then he's too good at it.
How you doing, Pat?
Like,
The
damn,
cat.
dude. Hey, Patrick, how you doing?
Yeah, no, he definitely had some prior training.
And the poor boyfriend, man, he just sitting there smiling, but he
Yeah,
doesn't want to.
he
He's
gets
grinning,
he gets grilled by this kid so much by the brother.
putting up with this punk brother. Oh my God!
Exactly.
Finally, he tells him, "Look, dude, I had it with you."
I don't even know if I like he gives a good
He's
performance,
trying.
Richard, as a dick. Like he really plays that younger rebellious dickhead brother very well.
Boyfriend's trying. You got to give him credit, man.
Yeah.
And the sister's a sweetheart. I think she fits
Yeah, she
perfectly.
is.
She just
All the
looks like a
characters are
sweetheart.
great.
And
But
their parents are so good.
they all have some kind of secret. One that she wants to break up with the boyfriend, but she's pregnant. And two,
Right.
Richard, that he smokes pot and stuff. And the affair that Richard's not really her son, Ray Wise's character's son, and so they all have these secrets that kind of come out, and then this is like a cleansing for them, like redemption in a way. I love Lin Shaye. I reached out to her like 2 years ago when early on after I had Jack Shoulder on, the director of Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and Wishmaster 2 and the Hidden, a few others, and he was life alone in the dark. He was best friends, like almost brothers, with Bob Shaye at New Line. So I asked him, and he gave me her email, Lynn's, and I sent her an email and got such a sweet woman. She gave me a sweet response back. She was filming something at the time and said, maybe try messaging my manager who sets up my interviews. And then I never got back to her. Then I did last year, but I didn't hear back. So I might try reaching out again because I would love to have Lin Shaye. She's a bucket list one too, for sure.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Yeah. If I can get her, then you join me for it.
Cool. Awesome, man. She
Right.
was also genuine. You can just tell in her roles. It's not like, I mean, every one of her roles isn't the
No,
same.
yeah.
Yet you can tell she's her in every one of
You
them.
could tell it's her, and you can tell how humble and
That
and
laugh.
yeah, like you said, sincere, and how sweet she is. Because yeah,
That's
her
what I'm saying.
response, her few responses back to me through email were just really sweet and kind-hearted, and thanked me for the kind words in my email and stuff. She was just very, very sweet woman.
I love
I
how
would
she
love to
makes
have her.
her introduction into the Insidious franchise. You
Yeah.
open up the door and she's got that laugh immediately, that genuine laugh. That's the first thing you see
Yep.
from her.
Yep. And she has
I
such a
think that
great
was
laugh
genuine.
too.
You know what I mean? I think that
Yeah.
just kind of like a blooper. She turned into something that worked.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
absolutely. That's how she comes across in everything that I've seen her in and in interviews. What's up, Russell? He got out of prison and lives in an abandoned house. Film Penance Lane with Taylor May, Scout Compton, Booker Huffman, aka Booker T, Dallas Page, and John Snyder. I never saw that. How you doing, Russell?
So I guess he's here, but you can't see him. It's like, well, why not? Because he's invisible. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I freaking love that, man. She's so
I know.
genuine. Because
There's so many great lines from her in this movie. There's a ton of great quotes. That's Lynn is great in The Midnight Man.
Everybody knows that, right?
I don't remember if I've seen The Midnight Man, Pat, but I have no doubt that she's fantastic and that she's fantastic in everything.
Oh, definitely. Always, man, always. I love little nuances she gives in Nightmare on the Street. She reaches and rubs Heather's shoulders, kind of trying to help comfort her because she knows that her friend just got killed. Just
Yeah.
little things she adds in there is just awesome. She didn't have to do that, but she did.
She's also in Wes Craven's New Nightmare, if I recall correctly, right? In the hospital. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like a nurse or something in the hospital in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And that was like a nice wink and little nod to her appearance in the original.
Damn, man, I think I heard a ball.
What? You probably thought it correctly.
Oh my God, man! Hell yes.
Yeah, I see. Oh, this is fucked up when he's got the baby. I mean, when he's talking to her right now, and then she shows the baby and it's dead.
Right.
And like Richard says that it smells, and he says, "Oh, it's the baby."
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Amber Smith, she did a few things here. She said she did Just Shoot Me. She did Sex Rehab, Celebrity Drug Rehab.
Okay, I remember that show. Just Shoot Me.
She did also a show called the Amber Smith Project. I think that they were going to make that into like a reality show too. Friends.
Oh, okay.
There, I guess.
Oh, okay, she did. Yeah, I guess she did an episode or something on there. Yeah, she's familiar looking. I'm sure I've seen her before.
Private Parts, American Beauty.
Oh, that's a Private Part. I love that movie. I actually did a review on that as a non-horror. That's one of the rare comedies I've done. She's not the porn star. That's because she got huge tits. The one who rides the stereo, the subwoofer. I'm trying to think who she plays though in Private Parts. Like I can picture her. Is she one of the lesbians?
I
She
don't
might be one of the
remember.
lesbians, like when he says the lesbian sex festival everywhere, and she's telling the story to Howard on the air. I think that might be it.
The one
What's
on
her
the
name
speaker,
again?
I think, is a young Jenna Jameson, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's Jameson. Yep, you are correct.
When she still looked like Jenna Jameson, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Before she bought a bunch of new parts. Yeah. No, she's in L.A. Confidential, American Beauty. Yeah.
Yeah,
So she does a little bit more than you think.
I love how how Ray Wise he can never get the Marilyn Manson name correct. He calls
He's
him
so underappreciated, man.
Marilyn Bronson or something.
He's
That's so
so
funny.
underappreciated, man. He really is
I
underappreciated.
love him in everything. And like I said, I always see him as Leland Palmer from Twin Peaks because I grew up when I first saw Twin Peaks, and
Yeah.
that's what I really associated him with. But everything, I mean, and then even the horror stuff that he's been in. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Jeepers Creepers 2, but it's like a work of art by Picasso compared to 3 and Reborn. So, and Ray Wise is in that, has that supporting role in there. He's in Adam
He's
Green's
the
Digging
dad.
Up the Marrow. Yeah, the dad at the farm. He's in Adam Green's Digging Up the Marrow, that's such an
Yes.
underrated movie, an underrated found footage movie.
Yeah, I seen that once. Yeah. That's one of Adam Green's rare ones that you don't see much.
Yeah, same with Frozen, his first film, his thriller.
Frozen's fantastic.
Yeah, Frozen's great, dude. When I met him at in Jersey last year at the New Jersey Horror Con, which I'm gonna see if I can get to this month, or I think it's then not this month, next month. It's in Showboat in Atlantic City this year instead of wherever it was, Edison, New Jersey last year. But I went and talked to him for a few minutes, and he said that out of all the Hatchet movies, all his work and stuff like that, Frozen is still his most successful film. That like finance wise, that he's made the most on that and continues to. What are you saying, Russ? I hate bullies, cowards, as much as you do, JT. I bullied the bullies. I bullied the bullies in grade to protect the young kids based on true events. But yeah, that's right. And yeah, exactly. I always felt the same way, Russ. I can't stand bullies.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I know Keith feels the same way. Yeah, that's what because I saw your comment a little bit ago on some video or something, Russ. Yeah, about that movie. I never saw it, but I did know it was Larry Clark, and I know Leo Fitzpatrick's in it because when I did my video on kids, I remember you telling me that Leo Fitzpatrick was in it. So I got to check that out, Russell, for sure. I know Brad isn't Brad Dourif in it? Not Brad Dourif. I don't know who I'm
Brad
thinking.
Renfro.
Yeah, Renfield. That's it. I don't know why I thought of Dourif, but yeah, I got to check that out.
Yeah, my
The
favorite thing I ever
year,
seen him in besides Bully was Apt Pupil. Do you remember Apt Pupil? That's a good fucking show.
yeah, I remember it. I never got big into it, but I've definitely seen
Really?
a few episodes. I've definitely seen some.
That that was a good movie, man. It had Magneto in it. But yeah,
I think I saw. I think I saw like half of it. Then I just like got distracted and I never finished it because I know I've seen some of it before.
oh, you should definitely give it another chance. It's
Yeah, I know. This is like the list of like 600 movies at this point
everything
of
you
the
know to
movies
do.
that I
Yeah,
gotta
just
look at.
more.
Well, movies I gotta check out again, or ones that I don't remember at all, or saw 20 years ago, or well, that I have so
Got at
many.
least 40 of them on there just from me.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure. I'm sure, probably more than that. Uh, love
Gosh,
Silly Putty. I love
the
Silly Putty.
Argento special, that's great. The
And
Argento
congrats, Russ, and thank you as always, member for 16 months.
Hell
The
yeah.
Argentos, yeah, the Argento. I think
I
it's
was gonna
the
start that
Argento
too, but
special, and then the Bava Deluxe, and the John Carpenter is the base tier one.
I started my memberships for like 3 hours and then I decided to shut them off. I don't know why.
I, I, I,
started,
I mean,
started.
and Russ and Ginger and the three members I have, Russ, Ginger, and Nate, who's such a great dude. I love Nate, Pat Master. Um, I tell him all the time. I say, you guys don't have to do this, right? Because there's not a lot. It's hard to do like watch alongs, like for just members and stuff, and coordinate it when it's just 4 people, me and 3
Yeah.
others. So like, I feel like I always tell them, I feel like I don't do enough stuff and stuff for members and stuff,
Right.
outside of like
That's what
some
I'm trying to
early
do
or
it.
like some side stuff that like I doesn't, cutting room floor recording and like stuff like that that doesn't make videos and like bonus stuff like that now and then. But I want to do more. But I mean, it's
That's
hard
why I
to
canceled mine.
do
That's why I
watch
canceled mine because I
parties.
was afraid that I would disappoint people by not
Yeah,
doing enough of the perks. I was
yeah.
afraid that they'd feel like they were paying for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's
I was like,
why
well,
I always say it's like you guys don't have to do this, but and again like always,
when I got my
but
shit
yeah,
together, I'll do it
if
again. You know what
if
I mean?
people start joining and stuff like that, and then I'll start doing more stuff because then it'll be easier. Like
Right.
obviously the more it grows and the more people that are there, then you can do a watch along and stuff, and that even just a few people will be there no matter what, so you can do that more often. So it's
I
we'll see.
didn't feel ready
It's
yet.
it's
I
something I
wasn't
never
ready.
it's something I never talk about. It's something I never bring up. I never mention that you can join the channel, like for any reason, really.
Right. Yeah. It has nothing to do with any kind of benefit. It's just an extra
Same
perk
with
just to
super
say,
chats and stuff like that. I have them. If people want to send it, it's much appreciated. But I never
it's
bring
your
it
own
up.
little private club. It's your own little private club. You know what I mean? It's basically the way I looked at it.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready yet at all.
I know exactly what you mean.
I was afraid that I was going to fuck up and not do anything, and everybody would be like, "Hey, what the hell am I paying for, motherfucker? Why aren't you doing anything?" And I'd be like, "Shit, I'm sorry, dude,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think so.
procrastinate a lot. I'm sorry."
No, yeah, exactly, man. I know. I mean,
You know?
they've all told me that if we can throw a few bucks a month just to support you and stuff, they're fine with doing it. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's much appreciated, and that's great.
Plus, I was afraid that nobody would
But
join. You know what I
it's
mean?
just something that I
You
don't
know?
push or bring up or anything. But it is there.
I was afraid nobody would join. I look like an asshole. You know?
Same with subscribing. It's why I never really say subscribe to the channel. Like I might put it in
Exactly. Neither
text,
do I.
like in just like on posts on Instagram and stuff, but you'll never hear me like say subscribe to the channel and stuff like that because I kind of just
They know that.
assume people, yeah, exactly, that they know people
Yeah.
who they know to subscribe if they enjoy what they're watching. They know to hit the subscribe button. So I give them the benefit of the doubt, most people out there,
Exactly.
that they're at least competent enough that if they enjoy something, they know to hit the subscribe button. You don't have to tell them.
Sub,
But yeah,
like, ring the bell. Everybody
yeah,
knows those 3 things.
yeah.
You don't have to shove it up your ass.
That's like a
You know?
given. Exactly. I mean, nothing against people who do say it. I mean, sometimes a lot of people do
Right.
need reminders, and a lot of the times it does help, and people like they
Probably
get
would.
more subscribers just from saying it.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Exactly.
you don't have to bring it up or like say it. Like it's like if you have a good product, you don't
I don't
have
even
to
think about
advertise.
it.
And I quote like a favorite comedian of mine, Doug Stanhope, which is like, yeah, you ever have do drugs? You ever have a great time? And the whole audience claps and says, "You ever see them advertised?" And then they all start laughing and stuff. And he says, "No, if you got a good product, it's like you don't have to advertise. Shit, well,
Right.
no one's just sat
It'll do
around
it
with
with you.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, tons of crack in their house saying, how am I going to get rid of all this?" Like
Maybe
it's
a
if you
couple
got
people
something good, people know to subscribe to what they like. So you don't have to tell
got that in the paper. I got great crack, man. You know where to go.
them.
It's like, no, man. If you got good shit, they will search you out.
You're 4 away from 1K, guys. Anyone who's not subscribed to our lovely May, please go over and subscribe to her. She is 4 away from 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
It's just saying it because that's insane. It's not insane, May. It's amazing, and it's a reflection on all the hard work you put in. Like
Yeah.
seriously, like you came in to this community, like what 2 years plus ago or so, and like me and Keith were
At
like
least
some of
2
the
years
first
ago.
channels you found, and just
Yes,
doing the watches with us. We really fucked her up, man. Between you and me early on with the movies we were getting her to watch, like, and she wasn't big into horror before, she
Well,
found our channels in the community. She
well,
wasn't a big horror
that's our
fan, and
responsibility, you know. That was our
yeah,
responsibility to put her on.
I know. I was showing her Absurd
We
by
had to.
Diamato and Laid to Rest, and you were showing her some crazy shit too. And then
Well,
she
yeah,
started doing her own
we showed
channel,
her
and
on
she did
the
such a great
zombie, I
job.
think. You showed
Zombie,
her
yeah.
zombie, and then I could bombarded her with Fulci, man. I had her.
Yeah. That's right. That's when you were doing your Fulci watches, all the Fulci films. Yeah.
Well, the first one she seen was New York Ripper. Can you fucking imagine?
That's great. But I
I
mean,
remember going,
just
"What the hell
my
is this?"
my point is that May is it's not insane. It's deserved 100%
It does
because
seem weird though once you
you
finally
when
reach that. You know what I mean? You hit
yeah.
that, and it's like,
Oh no,
really,
yeah.
really.
Of course, it's crazy. It's surreal, but it is a reflection of all the hard work that you put in.
I didn't
Because
think I'd
I
do it,
mean,
man.
she didn't
I
even
didn't.
start. I know. You would tell me forever. Like,
I
oh,
was
it's
like,
just
I
not gonna
won't do
happen.
it.
It's like I kept telling you, yeah, don't
What's
worry,
the
it's gonna
chance?
happen. It's gonna happen, and it happened.
This
But
didn't matter to me,
yeah,
man.
I know.
That didn't matter to me.
But
It's the hanging out and having fun and watching the films together and getting to show these films to everybody. That was the important part.
yeah, of
So I
course. I mean, we
I,
do is because
I
we
thought
love
that
it, and that's the most important thing. And that's why it's great to see someone like May who didn't do content at first, came into the community and was just part of the community and watched and hung out and stuff like that. I then started doing content of her own and started doing great content in the horror community here. And now it's almost at 1,000 subscribers. That is huge. So a huge congrats prematurely because I know it'll be there very, very soon. So I mean, congratulations, man. That's amazing.
I had about 700 or 800 subs, man, and I grew up a lot around that time. You remember around that time? I grew up a lot around that time, and I remember, and
Yeah.
I remember realizing what was important and what wasn't important right around that
Yeah.
time.
Yep. Sometimes it takes that. It
And
takes something, and then you realize,
and
and things click, and you know what's right, and you go with it. Hey, Nan.
and that number I realized about that time wasn't one of the things that was important. I had been thinking about it the wrong way. I really had.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. I'll admit that. I was in competition with myself, kind of.
Yeah. Right here
And
is when she starts going nuts a bit, right? And yeah, no,
yeah.
I know. But
Well,
yeah,
she
this is when
suffered an accident and shit. Remember, the
I
side of her head got
I know.
fucked up.
Oh yeah, dude. When she starts twitching, like touching her brain and
You
massaging
touch
it,
it, and,
and she's like getting off on it, it feels weird. It feels good to her. Like
right,
that's so disturbing.
right, exactly.
That's so fucked up. How you
Hey,
doing,
Juggalo,
man?
what's happening, man? Juggalo did really good in the tournament, man. He gave Knight a run for his money, and Knight's no slouch when you talk about trivia.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
She is.
What's up, Gigolo? And congrats on your victory. You spoiled it actually, Keith, because I was watching that round
Oh shit,
early
sorry.
this morning, and but I didn't finish it. But I was watching like the first
Sorry.
like 20 minutes. No, it's all right. I was watching the first 20 minutes or so, and it was really fun.
Hey,
I'm
man.
very much looking forward to tomorrow.
And now, your round, you will meet the winner of the finals. Either two more matchups. There's your matchup, and then there's one more. Which means
Okay.
if you win, you will take on the next pair,
Okay. Cool.
and then you'll automatically be in the semifinal. Right now,
Nice.
it's Knight versus Joey McCall so far in the semifinal.
All right. Cool. I'm ready.
Sorry, I didn't mean to give it away.
No, that's good.
I
I'm ready.
figured
I am ready. I am ready.
it's fun, man. I got like 7 categories.
Yeah, no. I mean, you always do great trivia, so I mean, I'm not worried about that at all. I know the questions are going to be great.
but I didn't have a film at it.
and all arounding too. You know, because
Yeah.
of of your taste in movies, and I know your taste and stuff, and I have a lot of the same taste, so I know to expect a lot of different stuff from different subgenres, time periods, all of that.
Like when you're on there, the question will not cater to your liking. You know, just
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly. That's the way to do it.
that's a good thing about knowing the contestants. I'm not going to go to somebody that specializes in something. Like I'm not going to
Yeah,
rip out
exactly.
Argento and Fulci at you. There's no
Yeah,
way.
exactly. 100%. That's the way to do it. Know what the person, like, what their big favorite genres are, and go in another direction.
But it's always fair, man. Always 100%.
Oh, yeah. No, you do great trivia. This is gonna be fun.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely
This first tournament, and then I'm going to hold another one this summer.
nice.
He's finally showing some compassion for her here because she's
Yeah, I mean she's like catatonic almost. She's completely in shock.
Well, she was wanting to break it off with the dude, and she's pregnant.
Yeah, and now he's dead.
Now she's doing fuck. The dad's gone, and I'm still pregnant.
Yeah, and they're in this never-ending road for hours and hours. It seems at this point.
That's like a true fucking. That is like a true fear, man, of heading straight down a road and never getting anywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean there are actual, like when he starts talking about like this maybe is a military road in Marcotte, I think is the name, right? Must be a military base and stuff. There are roads like this all over. There's like military roads that go on that have no stops really and stuff. So I like how he throws it out there as a possible logical explanation, even though it turns out, you know, it's not a logical situation at all because they're dead. But I do like how that
to an end, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. It will come to an end at the base, but that's when it breaks them down. Like finally, the most at the end is when, near the end is when they find out. Like not find out, but they realize there's still no Marcotte. There's still no base. You know, they've been driving forever, and that's because they're dead. There is no base there. But it is a good idea and thought on his part, thinking that maybe that's what it is. Like that little bit of hope that they hang on to.
Right. Someone notice, man. He's got a
hey Jamie. Yeah. Hey Jamie, how you doing?
Hey Jamie.
How you feeling, love? Hey Jamie.
It was an interesting stream on Chris's channel a couple of weeks ago. I can't
Oh,
remember
which one?
But it was somebody that was harassing people, and they started arguing with Jamie, and I told them to leave Jamie the fuck alone. And I haven't heard from them since. They unsubbed for me and Chris and left. Chris eventually had to go.
Who was it?
Because,
who was it?
Aces of Movies or whatever, that Stacy person or whatever.
I don't know.
Chris finally had to ban him right off there, and so they unsubbed from us.
Yeah, I know that name actually. Yeah, I know the name. That seems
Aces
familiar.
of Movies. They say their name is Stacy.
Yeah. I know who you mean. Yeah. Okay.
I said, leave Jamie the fuck alone. Jamie's been here a long ass fucking time.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's not right. How you feeling, Jamie? Though you feeling all right? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
All right. Sinful Dwarf. Wow, that's a good old one, Russell. No, depending on your taste, but I always like it, man. Hell yeah. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're able to.
All right, back.
Hell yeah, man.
Doing better. Hoping the doc. Yeah, we got a nice turnout here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Doing better. Hoping the doc will let me drop in the end of the month. Okay. Just don't push yourself, Jamie. You know, just recover at your own pace. But thank God you're all right. We were all thinking about you.
I love that he turns on the radio and you can hear the deaths basically, right? Or
Yeah,
you can hear
that's right. Yeah, it's like a sermon or something, right? Or am I confusing that with another movie? It's a sermon because I just missed it.
Yeah, well, this right here sounded like just a
Oh,
yell, like
it was the baby crying. Yeah, that's right. It was the baby cry on the radio. That's right.
like otherworldly or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. When things get tough, you can see a married couple start telling each other the truth about the in-laws.
Yep.
You can always see it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then he,
Things
he
get
goes off
tense.
to
It's like
he goes off to smoke a joint. And then this is when he jerks off to the poster or some shit, right?
used car salesman. Salesman. They come
It's so weird.
but screw your mother.
Yeah, I mean his parents are arguing. They're lost.
Your
She
goddamn
just
brother's a
his sister just dropped the bomb. She's pregnant.
right.
And then he says, great thing is to whip out my dick and jerk off right now. That's the thing he thinks. I guess.
He's talking shit about her
He's a
brother.
teenager. He's a teenager, a horny teenager, hormones, I guess. Makes sense.
He started talking shit about her brother, and she was like, Mikey has had a lot of hard times. It's okay. We just had a blowout. You sure did.
Have you seen Resurrection County? I don't believe I have. Have you seen that, Keith? Resurrection County? No. Great horror and effects. Speaking of effects, you ever seen the movie Effects from like the 70s or 80s? I just saw that again, like for the first time in forever, a few nights ago.
FX, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's the full word.
Oh, is it?
It has what's his name in it? It's like a slasher flick.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't.
It's 1979 or 1980. You know how they always have two for those 2 years. For some reason, there's so many horror movies in 1979 that are labeled 1980. There's a ton of those. Yeah. Like that year in particular, for some reason, it seems to be a very big year for splitting it up. It was filmed in 79 and then it was billed as 80. It's also known as the manipulator.
We still ain't seen all that shit, man, and we never will. No one has.
Yeah,
Maybe
no.
very few people that see them all, but shit, there's a lot more than what you think, man. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. The manipulator is the other title for effects, and it has effects done by Tom Savini.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what that is.
And it has Joe Pilato. That's who's in it. I was trying to think who it was.
Joe Pilato.
And John Harrison actually is in it.
Joe
Gatto. Joe Gatto. The best Romero film for me.
Yeah, I remember that being your favorite. I will give you this Day of the Dead. It has aged the best out of all of his original three. It has aged the best out of all three of them. You see a lot of people.
Definitely has, and it's gotten the biggest reappraisal.
Yeah.
Over the years, all of them.
Changing their minds.
I've always loved Day. Day has always been my favorite.
Oh, Day's good, yeah.
It's always been my favorite.
It's not my favorite. My only problem with Day is the behavior of the soldiers. I think is a little over the top. I think they're
it is. It's supposed to be though. That's like with Joe Pilato's character. I mean, Rhodes is a totally over the top character, but that's just who he's supposed to be. But I can see that criticism. Though I know some people who think the same thing, who don't like their characters. They're over the top, and they are. They're just supposed to be.
Rhodes makes sense. It's
it's just like all the others, right? Like
Steel, like, just being vulgar about shit. You know what I mean? It's just it's unnecessary that way. It's no wonder why nobody fucking likes it. You know what I mean?
They're all racist pieces of shit.
There's still a real live dick there. It's like, come on, dude. Shut
up. They all have those over the top dickhead performances. But I've always That's always been my favorite. I mean,
George,
Night
George
Night
Romero
used
loves those kind of characters. Romero loves
yeah,
those kind
no,
of
he
characters.
does. Night used to be my least favorite under Dawn. Then Dawn kind of dropped for me over the years, and Night went up for me a lot over the years. So now
Yeah,
it's Day, Night, and Dawn, which I think all
that,
three are masterpiece movies. But Dawn is just a
oh, that
little too
movie.
comedic for me, and I just don't. We've talked about this before about the
Well, it
the
just depends.
Italian blood bothers
Yeah,
me in a Romero movie, even though it doesn't bother me at all in Italian flicks at the time. And
you
I
still
know it's
get
because
that blood.
Argento was involved, and it's just I don't like that. And even Savini's come out and said that he didn't like how the blood came out and stuff in Dawn.
I love that
But
blood, man. I gotta
that
admit, I love it.
and the I know you do, and I know you love my other criticism and problem I have with Dawn, the gray blue face makeup on the zombies. I know you like
Yeah,
that too, and I get it. I get it. I just never
well,
liked that look. It's in Day too. I mean, they have there's some zombies that have that blue, grayish face
yeah,
of
but you got other
makeup.
shit like the guts falling
But
out when he comes
yeah,
to the face.
yeah,
Really,
exactly. That's the thing. And then the blood too, in Day that is actual good looking blood mixed with all the various variations of the zombies and how they look. That's what makes it so much better for me, the zombie design. But all
that
three
was
are fantastic.
revolutionary, man. When he
Oh
first
yeah.
turned like this and the guts fall, that was
No, yeah,
revolutionary.
yeah, yeah. That's a
People were like,
great
"Holy
effect.
shit!"
That's such a good effect.
Yeah,
Very
and which
Wise
is weird because
rules. I haven't seen this
Jamie,
movie in a long time. Yeah,
Paul
Jamie, Very
Savini
Wise
say the
is the
Prowler is
best.
best. I don't see how he thinks the Prowler is his best, man. To me, Day
No,
is
dude.
the
Day is his magnum opus, Savini, of effects work. I
yeah,
say that all the time. I mean, you
his,
can't compare it. I mean, when
his,
people say he had help on Day of the Dead with Nicotero and Berger and stuff like that, yeah, he needed help. You see how many fucking effects are in that movie, Day of the Dead? Like just the zombies alone and the effects and makeup on them and stuff. Then all the gore effects and stuff. Of course, he needed a lot more help. It's not like the Prowler, or Friday the 13th when it was just him mainly and a few helpers and stuff like that. He had a whole crew basically helping him on Day, and because he needed it. For me, that's
yeah,
his best work, effects
yeah.
wise.
But
Day is
back in
his.
the early days, he had Tassa and a couple of other friends, basically that he was in the military with, basically.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, because he was a war photographer in
Tasso
Vietnam.
was his main guy. Like that's Tasso's hands that you see, I do believe, on Mrs. Voorhees with the hairy
Yeah.
knuckles. I think that's Tasso's hand.
Yeah, Jamie Ray Wise is amazing. I've been trying to get him on, but I've been talking to his daughter actually for like on and off. She's like in her 30s, late 30s or so. She has a band and stuff. She's big into music, and I might have her on actually to talk. They're recording their first album, her and her band. But she said she'll talk to her father, talk to Ray, and see if possibly we can do something.
Yeah, that's one that I was thinking about. Edge
I
yeah,
love Ray Wise.
Brian Brown was Brian Brown, the FX. Brian
Yeah.
Brown.
Okay. That's what you're thinking of. Yep.
That's what I was
Uh,
thinking
the
of to begin
the
with.
kids and kids were skateboarders, not actors. Yeah, Russ. Most of that movie feels just so organic. I mean, the whole movie feels so organic, but a lot of it feels improvised. But it wasn't kids. Like for the most part, it was like 97, 98% what Harmony Korine wrote for the script.
They
This
wouldn't let
family
me
has
in.
too many secrets. Yeah, this family has too many secrets for sure. They got a bunch of them. I love how
I
she draws the picture just now. It shows
yeah.
it shows the
She's
bottom. This is his arm, and this is her time to shine.
she's losing her shit,
Honestly.
man. She's
Yeah,
losing
when she loses her mind here, God, Lin Shaye is just splendid watching.
That's her son, man. That's what her baby,
Yeah,
Jamie, when I went to go see Day of the Dead in '85, they wouldn't let me in Indiana where I went because the theater I went to were here in Indiana. They wouldn't let you in unless you were 18 years old, even if you were with an adult. They would not let you in. So that's when I
wow.
went and seen. So that's when I switched to the other theater and went and seen Return to the Living Dead. So hey, I still But yeah, they would not let me in, man.
You said
Mom,
Return. I was never into the Return movies, which I know, Ginger, you're a big fan of Return of the Living Dead, too.
oh, the original Trilogy of Dead's a masterpiece. It really is in so many ways. I mean,
I've
look, that's
never
what
seen, I don't think I've seen past the second one. I don't think I've seen three, which that's not
I
Necropolis, right? That's the later one,
know.
Necropolis.
The third one
Three,
is the
I
one
never,
with the chick. I think
on
you
the
would like the
cover.
third one.
I'm not a big fan of the first one or the second one.
Right, but it's totally different. The third one is. I
Oh,
think
is
you
it?
probably like. It seems like more your thing. Part three does.
I gotta check it out. I gotta rewatch all three back
They're
to
all
back.
completely different. They're all
Yeah, I remember the
each one.
second one being different from the first one for sure.
Completely
Like in
different.
the tone I remember being different. But I
Well,
mean,
it was just
there's classic stuff in there, like the Tar Zombie and then stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know. It's one of those movies that never clicked for me. That I just never. It's fun, but I don't watch that movie often at all. Maybe like
just a
every
damn
5 years,
out of my
maybe I'll
head.
throw it on.
Yeah, it was the second one was just a straight out spoof. Like when he stabs
Yeah.
the zombie in the head with the screwdriver, and it says, "Get the damn screwdriver out of my head."
Oh, so yeah, that's right. So it
I was
goes
like, "Are you
way more
shitting me?"
comedic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it
Jason saw Day of the Dead a few weeks back at the cinema. Fucking epic on the big screen. Yeah, I'm sure,
yeah,
man. I'm
yeah, I'm
fucking
gonna see
envious of
it.
that. I gotta see Day on the big screen.
Yeah, I still haven't either because of that, because they fucked me out of it. I
Yeah,
was
it's
like, "Dang
such
it!"
a fun movie. That's another thing. It's
It
such a
is.
fun one. Like it's a fun movie day.
I have seen
Not
in
to
the
say
last
the like Dawn isn't, but
right in the last 10, 15 years, I have seen so many people switch from saying night or dawn was their favorite to saying now day is their favorite. I've never seen anything like it, man. So many people have
yeah.
converted over.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, that's definitely this. Like I said, it's been usually reappraised over the years.
Definitely.
Like it went from pretty and oh, when she shoots him here, that sucks. She lost her
Yeah.
mind that bad as she freaking shoots him, and that's when it comes out that she's not that she had the affair with his friend, the guy that he knew, and wasn't
He's a captain
Richard.
words.
Yeah, Richard
She
isn't
goes,
really.
look, I
Is he gonna
finished the
die soon?
pie. Look, I
Richard's not
finished the
really her
pie.
son.
Can I have a pen, please?
She's so
I'm
nonchalant.
gonna do a drawing.
Yeah, she's so innocent. Like she sounds crazy and innocent at the same time.
I'm gonna do a drawing. You're so
She,
beautiful, Mary.
she's so funny.
There's a yeah,
She's such a talented actress.
and he's losing it. He's like, what if we don't reach a hospital?
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Land is Jamie's favorite. Land of the Dead. I still have to do both reviews on the second Dead trilogy and the part 2 director dive documentary on the second half, the second Dead trilogy. I haven't seen them outside of Diary in years. I barely remember Land, and I don't remember Survival at all. Diary, I kind of enjoy. I rewatched that like a year and a half ago or so.
I always liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Diary is good, and I remember Land being very good too. I just don't remember it much.
she said,
I so
look,
I got to rewatch those 3 soon.
look, I made a drawing of Brad, and it shows him all in pieces.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many.
Here,
There's so much great like dark comedy in this too.
well, she's just went back shit, man.
Return is a work of art. What Return of the Living? Yeah, I know. And Ginger is a huge Return of the Living Dead fan. That's one of his favorites. That was one of Dave's favorites too. Was Return of the Living Dead. And House was another one of Dave's favorites. Day of the Dead 2, Evil Dead 2, which is another favorite of mine.
Land is your favorite, Jamie? Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
The Quarry.
Yeah, I know somebody else that
No,
likes
you've told me about that though. I think Jamie. I think it was you. If not, I heard about it from somebody else. But I'm pretty sure it was you. I haven't played it. I got to check out if it's on like Xbox Game Pass or something on PlayStation. If not, I'll probably just buy it eventually, flat out. But
Someone else told
wait for it to be on sale. I didn't know that Lin Shaye was in what did work in that, so that has me more interested now.
cool.
3 is
Well,
awesome. Mindy Clark is hot. Brian Yesna, yeah, Brian Yesna directed it, which I love a lot of Yesna's movies. Land of Sons of Toronto. Yes, I think that's true. I remember hearing that. 2 feels too cartoonish. Yeah, I remember the tone being very different, like way over the top, like heavy comedic, like compared to even though the first one is a horror comedy too. Like the second one is way over the top.
Right. Well, at the very end, Michael Jackson, where they're all getting electrocuted in that,
Oh,
medical
that's
school.
right. I remember
Michael
that.
Jackson pops through. Michael Jackson
I
fucking
remember,
pops through.
dude. That's fucking funny. I haven't seen that movie in probably 15 years, but I remember. I totally forgot about that until you just said it. I
Like, it's
remember
like
that.
rain. It
Yeah,
smells
it's
so
stupid.
spicy.
It's like insanely over the top too.
It smells so spicy and nutrient.
Just rewatch Society. Society's great. Society is
Yeah.
one of the few movies that I did a watch along for and not a review deep dive on. So I got to go back and do that eventually because we did a watch party I think a year and a half ago of Society, which is such a great movie. The shunting scene, the effects in that are absolutely fantastic.
What? JT,
She's so great here.
what's the trilogy of games that has all the stars in it, man? It has the dude from Cabin in the Woods. It has Lance Hendrickson's in it. It's a trilogy of games. It's about like the apocalypse type shit or something, man.
It's the Quarry. If this is it's what Jamie just said, you need to play the Quarry. It's got David Arquette, Grace Zabriskie, Lance Hendrickson, yeah, Ted Raimi, and Lin Shaye.
No, I was thinking that it was
Might be what you're talking about because it says Lance Hendrickson.
It's something humans, something humans.
Oh, actually, that sounds familiar. I kind of know what you're thinking. It's like, hold on, because I know a thing humans that reminded me of a title of a PS5 game, but I can't think of the name.
Yeah,
Something human or something. Ah, shit.
Yeah,
I know where you're getting
it's
at.
got the black dude from Cabin in the Woods. It's got Lance Hendrickson doing a voice. It's got man, tons of people in it, man. And it's a trilogy of games. It's like something about humans, and then there's shit. My son played them. I can't remember what it's called, man. I can't remember, man. But it's basically about
Mass Effect. Mass Effect.
No, it's about AI taking over, and this one's introduced
that's a
fighting for the
trilogy.
rights of AI. So he's fighting for the rights of the AI in one particular game, and he's leading like a revolution.
I don't know.
But that's only one of the games. The other two are connected, but they're about something different.
I don't know then. Jamie might. The Quarry is a creature feature type game. Cool.
Yeah,
that makes me excited. That makes me even more interested in it. Land and Diary are good. Survival, man. That's how I remember Survival as just being nothing memorable, really, completely forgettable for the most part. Even though I do forget it completely, I don't remember anything from that movie. But it's been a long time. It's been since it came out, which is what 2008. Survival came out, or was it later than that? No, yeah, it was later than that, right?
I've got to look this up.
Survival. No, it wasn't. 2009 was Survival. So, yeah, so it was 2009 was when I saw it then. I don't think I've ever watched that movie again since Survival came out. Land I've seen maybe twice, 3 times. And Diary I've seen probably 4 or 5 times. I've seen that one the most. I do enjoy Diary. Check out Lin Shaye in Hoboken Hollow with the actor who played Francis in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Great movie. Dennis Hopper and Keith Carradine. Love Keith Carradine and Dennis Hopper, but Keith Carradine is great. Love that film. All right. Haven't seen that one. When she just now when she jumps out of the car, I'm gonna go see my friend, and just fucking opens the door. She flies out. That's so funny. That's so funny. Maybe the lady got her. What time are you at, Keith? I hear them talking about Marcotte. You're a little ahead, I think.
I'm at 52 minutes.
52. I'm at 57. How did I get so far ahead?
Really?
Did you have commercials?
Yeah, mine has ads. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Here, I'll catch up to you.
Okay, I'll stop at 57 on the dot.
Yeah, mine had ads. I didn't get the no ad when this one.
No problem.
You say 57?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. Doesn't matter if it's off of it. He's shooting at the hearse. I actually haven't seen a single 2025 horror flick yet this year, which is embarrassing. The last month and a half or so, I've been in such a. First, I took like a little break for like a month, except for like music content and some other stuff. And then I've been in such a Dark Souls gaming mood the last 2 weeks or so. So all my free time has been going to that basically. I got to catch up on movies from this year, especially The Monkey, which is why I might watch that after this. I got to finish Ju on the Glitch too, but after that. Oh, it has over 100 possible endings. That's really cool, Jamie. You see that they're making a movie, an Until Dawn movie? I'm really interested in that because I really, really enjoyed the game. That should be an interesting watch. I forget if it came out already or if it's coming out or when it's coming out. I remember seeing the trailer because it came on after some random video. So I never really watched trailers, but I do remember seeing part of it. John says, I'm not sure I've seen Diary or Survival. I did see Land in the theater and watched Dawn in 3D in the theater in 2023. I got to find those newest two to watch. Yeah, Diary, like I said, is very, I don't want to say good, like very good, but it's above decent. It's better than average. And I mean, especially if you're a found footage fan or if you enjoy a decent amount of that subgenre of found footage, then you might like it even more so, which I'm a decent found footage fan. So, I mean, it works for me a lot more than it might for other people. And Survival, like we've been saying, I don't remember it at all, but doesn't seem to have a good reputation. But I definitely said check them both out again, which is something I want to do again soon with the Land and Survival. JT and Keith, is it okay if I advertise your channels on my channel? Yeah, of course. Go ahead, man. I'm with you, JT. At this point with the chat and what we were talking about, I don't know what you're with me on, May, but I'm with you too. On whatever you're talking about. I'm always with you. Spun is on YouTube. Love that film. Oh, Mickey Rourke. Yeah. Rob Halford. Hey, Professor. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, Until Dawn is a great game. I'll give the movie a shot, but knowing the game so well, I don't know how they could possibly shock fans. I mean, I don't. I mean, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, but I don't. I don't know the game that well. I played it maybe twice, and back when it came out, so I remember a decent amount of it, but like not enough that watching the movie, if it deviates too much from the game, it wouldn't really bother me because I wouldn't remember a lot of like the smaller details, unless it goes like on a completely different, storyline and changes everything. Then I'll not be really on board there. But from what I saw of the trailer, it seemed like they're sticking to the basic story of the Wendigos and stuff, and like them being stuck up in the cabin. So it seems like they're going for the same story or close to it.
Man, yeah, it's driving me crazy. I cannot think of what the games are, and it's driving me nuts. Oh well.
Don't feel too bad, JT. I don't think I've seen jack shit this year in horror movies. Rewatched Smile 2 a while back. Still thought it was cool. Yeah, I saw you post on Instagram about it. Jason, I know you share the same thing, Ginger. I don't like the girl in Smile 2. The main character, I really can't stand her character. I don't think she did a bad job, the actress. I just can't stand her character. And that really hurt it for me. And I wasn't a big fan of Smile, the first one. I think it's your average mainstream horror movie. It had like maybe a few cool little scenes. One little scare when the head like comes down, like when she's like, hallucinating. And I forget who it is, comes to the car, then like the head swings down. That's cool. But aside from that, I didn't really care for it. And then the second one, Smile 2, I thought it was better than the first one, but still didn't really care for it much. But I do know a lot of people who loved both of them. Oh, on the timestamp. Okay, man. I'm doing everyone. I am doing everyone I know I watch, but I wanted to make sure y'all were okay with it. I know everybody else is here who will be fine with you doing it, right? Yeah, of course. Hey, Professor. See, May's with you, Professor. She loves Smile too. Same here, only if it don't look movie. I'm in an eBay bidding war for Ringu 1 and 2. Nice, Ginger. Actually, that reminds me because that's something I've been doing when I get the like little spare time to do this little side thing. I've been taking kind of like what I did with Ghoulies and Critters, that I took the reviews I did on each movie and put them together and released them as like a whole series retrospective. I'm doing the same thing with The Ring, The American Ring, Ringu, The American Ring 2, and Rings from 2018. So I've been editing that up a bit here and there the last few days. So sometime in the coming week or so, I'll have that come out and premiere, like a big retrospective on Ringu, The American Ring, and the rest of the Ring American sequels. But I hope you win that bidding war, because Ringu is a top horror film for me. Ringu 2 is good too. Good night, Jamie. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.
School horror maniac. Hell yeah.
I like the scene in Smile 2 where she hallucinates the smiling dancers in the hallway and they start flooding the hall. Yeah, that was a cool scene. When I died laughing when she punched or pushed the old woman off the stage, and I started cracking up hysterically. That was funny. There's a few good things, just nothing I'd ever watch again, really. I need to get a copy of that Ring versus Grudge. Oh yeah, Sadako versus Kiyako, the crossover one. I need to watch that because I've never seen it. It's like Happy Death Day. They die and the day resets. That's a great movie. I really enjoy Happy Death Day and the sequel. Actually, I like the sequel a lot too.
It was very unique. It would not
Mhm.
have been what
I
it
mean,
was without her playing the role. She made it.
she's so great as Tree. Well, I forget the girl's name. Is Jessica something? The actress. What's the actress's
I
name?
don't remember,
It's
but,
Jessica something. I think.
but it's her personality that does it.
Yeah, no, she's such a great character. She plays such a
She
great role.
she just kind of just says, "All right, let's do it." You know, that's her attitude. It's like, "All right, this is what it is,
Yeah,
so let's do it."
Jessica
Fuck it.
Roth. That's it. It is Jessica. Jessica Roth.
Yeah, she
That's who
makes it.
plays her. She's great.
Anyone else playing that role, it wouldn't work out the same. No way.
Yeah, I mean,
Great casting.
aside from it taking heavily the plot from Groundhog's Day, which even
Right.
makes fun of at the end of the movie when he asks her if you've seen or maybe it's the end of the sequel. I think it's the end of the first one, but he says, "You've ever seen Groundhog's Day?" She said, "No." He's like, "Bill Murray?" No. So it knows that it took that premise, but what it does with it, I think, was very fun and very original. I really like both of those. And the same with, I don't know why I think of this other two movie, franchise when I think of that those two films. I think of The Babysitter and The Babysitter 2, Killer Queen. I think those are really fun movies too. With Samara Weaving,
Mhm.
who is gorgeous. Those movies are a lot of fun.
There is definitely something to say for just a fun, good old time, and just having a good time. You know,
Yeah,
everything doesn't have to be
like you
serious.
could tell
Everything
those
doesn't have
two
to be.
like those two movies are aimed at younger audiences for sure, like The Babysitter and the sequel. But still, they're so much fun. I think those are real fun movies. You have Jenna Ortega in the sequel in the second Babysitter movie, and like an
Right.
earlier role of hers before she got X, and or was it before X? Yeah, it was before X, and Scream and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's something to say for just having a good time with the film. Don't have to be serious. It don't have to have great kills. This and that. It don't have to have great story.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it's just cool just to watch something that's fun.
Well, that's why I always say that I think rewatches are so important because there's times that I watch a movie for the first time, or maybe it's something I haven't seen forever and I didn't like it and or like at all. Then I'll rewatch it 15 years later, 10 years later, and I'll
And it wasn't
really look at it differently, and it grows on me, and I really really enjoy it. Or it can go the other way. There's movies that I really thought I enjoyed, like when I watched it, like years ago, and then I watch it again, and I'm like, this is not as good as I remember at all. So, and but then it could be if it was on another day in a different mood, watching that movie, it could be, that review of that movie could be a little different. It could be a little more positive and stuff. It depends on your mood, at
It's
least
like
for
a lot
me.
of our, well, it's like a lot of our nostalgic favorites aren't nearly as good as we think they are.
Oh
They're as
yeah, yeah,
nostalgically great to us, you
absolutely,
know. Nostalgia's
absolutely,
huge.
absolutely. It plays a big part.
Hell
Like
yeah.
Friday part, the original Friday. I don't think it's anywhere near the best in the series. Like I would put it
Um,
pretty low on a ranking, but
it's almost like a giallo.
yeah, I
That's
know it
what
is. And I have like a different appreciation for it nowadays than I did like as that 7-year old when I first saw Friday the 13th and the sequels. So I view it differently as my life has gone on. I've grown, and I definitely see those giallo aspects. But
Oh yeah.
when I watch the first Friday, a lot of my love for it nowadays has to do with nostalgia, like plain and simple. Like I don't think it's that great of a film. I think that there's a lot of pacing issues. There's a lot of downtime. the kills are what make it fantastic and what make it stick out and memorable. And the
Well, to me,
character.
what makes it
And
so
Betsy
unique
Palmer.
and what separates it from, like, say for the sake of argument, we have to put it in the
Mhm.
giallo category, right?
Okay.
The one thing that separates it from being like most giallos is we haven't even, unlike most
Met the
giallos, we haven't
character.
even seen the killer yet.
Yep. We
We
don't
meet
even
the
know the
killer at
character
the same
exists.
time as the characters do. You know,
Yep.
in giallos, you've seen the killer in the film sometime.
Yeah,
Not in Friday.
we'd never seen Pamela Voorhees before the ending of that film.
Yeah, everyone's blindsided by that because she comes out looking just like a mama. Like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm Mrs. Voorhees. You know, it's like, oh, she
Yeah,
seems cool.
and you know something's up with her as soon as you see her, even though she's plays it so well with of being a normal woman, and I'm a friend of the Christies and everything, and she plays it off, and she plays it off pretty damn well.
Because
But
remember,
you know
we
deep
thought
down,
Steve
you know there's
Christie,
something wrong.
because we thought Steve Christie was the killer
Yeah.
because of that Jeep. Well, when you see her pull up there and you
Mhm.
look back there, you see that she's got a Jeep just like that. You're like, oh, hold on.
Yep.
Because remember, that's
Yep.
why we thought
Exactly.
Christie was. Because when Annie gets killed, she
Mhm.
gets picked up in that Jeep.
Exactly.
My
And that's why
favorite
Steve Christie knows her, and that's why he says, "Hey, what are you doing out in this mess?" Before he gets stabbed and killed.
Yeah, that's why he's not.
Eric Roberts.
That's why he's not on guard. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
still a big, huge Annie fan. I wish Annie would. They should have killed.
I
someone
love
else
Annie.
early
Annie was
besides
so
Annie.
gorgeous. I thought she was such a gorgeous, just pretty, pure, beautiful soul of a person. Like she had
Girl
such
Next
a quirky, yeah, girl next door, quirky, bubbly personality to her, and she gets killed off the first one. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
I always thought that sucked.
I hate when they call them kids. Makes it sound like a bunch of goats.
Yeah. She's so cute with her dialogue. Ginger said there's a lot of creepy scenes in Smile 2, and the cinematography is great, but the actual story and characters are completely trash. That's how I felt. They should have left it for Smile 3 and focused Smile 2 on Kyle G. Yeah, like I just didn't care for that movie.
Hey, Phil,
Of the
what's
film.
up, man?
Hey,
Yeah,
Phil.
I heard that
How you doing, brother?
Cardellini got cast as the young family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Pop
She's
quiz.
one Velma in the Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Professor Macabre has a pop quiz hot shots for us. You get funding to adapt a movie from the 80s into a horror movie, like Happy Death Day, Freaky. Which 80s classic are you turning into a horror movie? Okay.
You know what? What quiz shot?
Well, Weekend at Bernie's would be mine. If you could take like a movie from the 80s, like how we were just saying Happy Death Day is like kind of took the premise for Groundhog's Day. So what horror movie would you like to see that or like that you could make that would be take the premise of an 80s classic movie and turn it into a horror version almost. Kind of like Happy Death Day is the horror version of Groundhog Day.
Wildcats.
Wildcats? All right. I'm not too familiar with that one. I've seen it. I can see that
Goldie Hawn,
turning into a horror. Yeah, Goldie Hawn.
She plays the coach of the high school team. It's got a young.
Yeah, okay. I've seen it.
Woody Harrelson, and it's also got the dude in Nightmare on Elm Street that played Rod Lane.
Yeah.
And I think you make that a slasher, and you make all these fucking football players start getting chopped off, and then at the end you find out Goldie Hawn is the killer because she never got to play football because she was a girl.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that one. That's the one I've seen once probably, and I've never seen it again. But that sounds familiar, and I remember Goldie Hawn for sure. And Woody Harrelson. I remember when you said young Woody Harrelson. I remember that too.
Sounds just like
hey, Phil.
To me.
No problem, Phil.
No, you know, it's like I loved football. My father was a football coach, but I never got to play. Why? Because I was a girl. Yeah. I hate every one of you. You know what I mean? Oh man, it would be great.
You heard that sexy Velma Linda Cardellini got cast as Pamela Voorhees? Yeah, we did that. That's great. Great news. Like I said, I just want anything a new Friday of any sort at this point. Whether it's a movie, a TV series, I'll take anything Friday at this point. It's been too long. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. I mean, that goes without saying. But
Don't give us no shit.
it's
You
been
know,
since
please.
it's been since 2009. I mean,
Remember
outside of the video game, which was great, except for all the bugs it had, but that's
Yeah.
not a new movie or show. And the fan films, that's pretty much what's kept going, like since the lawsuits, is like Never Hike Alone and the sequel and a few other ones. Don't Go in the Woods, is that one? No, that's not the name, but something like that. There's like a handful of Friday fan films that have popped up over the years. That some are decent. I haven't seen too many, but I have seen a few, and some are pretty decent and have cast members from the Friday series return to play a character. Or C.J. Graham played Elias Voorhees in one of those fan films. I forget the name. So they're interesting, but we haven't gotten a real Friday film or anything new since 2009, the remake.
Wait all these years and it's fucking stupid. Oh man, I'd be
I
mad.
know that's what happened with Jeepers Creepers 3. Waited
Yeah.
14 fucking years. And he said that things are going to be explained about the creeper, and we're going to find out what it is, and like the mysteries will be slowly explained, and they explain fucking nothing. And that movie is dreadful in every single way imaginable. So here we have the ending where she survived.
Yeah.
And so now this guy, I mean, I get the doctor is Marcotte, and that's why they kept thinking it was a town or something where the name came from. It was from her name.
Yeah.
This dude drives the car that they see. Who is this guy though? I know, but like, is it just a surface level thing that it's just some guy who drove the car and that's where she got it in her memory or in her mind when she was in the coma there? Or is it more nefarious and like metaphorical? Like, is he supposed to represent something? Is he supposed to be death? Is he supposed to represent, like, you know what I mean? Like something more than just being some guy who drives a hearse. I don't know.
Man in Black.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of ominous as a name. That's a little bit ominous right there. So I wonder if he has like some deeper meaning to him, like if he's the devil, or like
Maybe.
something.
Like that idea. It's just a car. You can tell it's his. It's kind of like the tall man with his.
Yeah.
It's got that
So, and I like how they leave it ambiguous like that. How there's no explanation. Like we could piece it all together for ourselves that they died in the car crash at the very beginning. She survived. She came out of a coma, whatever, and that the whole thing was in her head, and that's where she was getting all those names and information from. And she saw several things that she saw than we saw in the movie. And now he asks her out. She gets in the car. And she drives off.
And start. Isn't it funny that her car? She's a doctor, and her car start.
Yeah, but now she got in the car with him, and every time someone got in the car with him in the in the rest of the movie, in her mind, they died or they were taken away and stuff. So I don't know if it's supposed to just be taken at like face value at the end there. There's just some guy, and that's where all the information came like into her mind and made us see it. But or if he's more than that, if he's supposed to represent something.
I want to try to see what the license plate says. Because
check.
There's a black license plate in the back, and it says something. I'm not sure what it says.
Hey, Ben Grimm in the house. How you doing, buddy? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Turn that into horror. That wouldn't be too hard. That movie used to freak me out actually when I was a kid. When I was really young, I saw that, like with the ant scene and stuff. And then I remember going to Disney with my family. I must have been like 10 years old, 11 years old, and going maybe Yeah, it was Disney, right? And it had the Honey I Shrunk the kids, like, I don't know what to call it, but they had like to scale. So you felt like you were a small shrunken person, and they had big ass ant statues and stuff, and you'd wander through like the forest, but it's supposed to be the yard. Like, I still remember that to this day. That was pretty entertaining for a young person. Bill and Ted time travel murder. That's funny. Get on it, Ginger. Start making that one. Didn't they kind of already do that with Totally Killer, or was that more Back to the Future, Ginger? I didn't see Totally Killer actually. I'm still here, just enjoying this ending. Good to
This
hear,
has
man.
to happen. I agree, Professor. It just has to happen.
Yeah,
Has to happen. Yeah, yeah. I think it
Jeepers,
represents
Jeepers.
death. May says, yeah. I think it
Yeah,
might
that's
represent death. Also.
that's what I've always kind of leaned towards, or like the Grim Reaper, or something like that, like in some way. Jeepers Creepers 3 is still better than Reborn. See, I don't know, man, and I wouldn't go back to rewatch either of them, but I think they're both just as awful.
Yeah,
I think they're equally bad. I don't know which one is worse.
I
There's
can't
so
tell the
much
difference between the
CGI.
two, man.
There's
They're
so
like one
yeah,
movie.
they're so just not memorable in every way. The CGI is unbelievably insulting. In Reborn,
Yeah.
especially, they use a green screen for the guy taking a piss in the woods. It's the woods. You could shoot in the woods anywhere for free. Like, that's the one place that you could shoot with no problems. And instead, they use a green screen. Who knows how much more that costs? Instead of having him just filming in the none of it makes sense, and it's stupid. The whole premise for it, that there's an escape room that they try to bring them to, and all of that
It's not
is
escape,
so
man.
bad.
There's woods
But
everywhere. There's
and
woods
three,
everywhere. I can step just over there. There's woods.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
woods every
It's
fucking place.
ridiculous how much. And at the end of Reborn, I
Crazy.
remember there's the scene when the
I
cops
didn't know
show
they
up.
did that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
there's a scene when the cops show up at the end, and there's another green screen. The cops aren't really there. That's just green screen, or they're not on the premises, or something that there's a green screen. Then like half the shots not
That's
really there.
wasting money, man.
Yeah, it's so heavy on CGI, and so it's three. I mean, three was big, but not as bad as Reborn, with the just overwhelming green screen. But I mean,
I
both
just
of them
watched
are
that first two.
dreadful. Two, I can watch. I actually have some nostalgia for that
I
movie.
thought it was pretty good. It's not as good as the
Yeah,
first one, but I still like it.
no, the first one I love, and that's the only one I love in the series. The second one, I enjoy it, and that depends on my mood, because sometimes I feel like it's a little too long, and
Right.
it has pacing issues like throughout it, but I do enjoy it. I do like some of the kills. I like
Oh
how he
yeah.
looks, the creeper throughout it. Ray Wise is a pleasure as
I like the
always, and
claustrophobia of the
yeah,
books too. The
it's mostly
claustrophobia.
enjoyable. The Yeah, the gap from 2 to 3 in Reborn is like so massive. I can't even fit it on the screen if I were to
Trying too hard,
try to
man.
do
They
it.
were trying
It's
too
just
hard
not
on both of them. The third one didn't make it. It sucks. So he tried even harder on Reborn, and it failed even bigger. People were
yeah.
shitty at
Oh, people were getting pissed with that movie. Professor says
wait
if we
all
ever
the
do
time.
get another Friday the 13th movie, by my count, it would be the 13th movie. It just has to happen. Yeah, we need a 13th Friday film, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely, man.
Meth heads act the way I did when I banged liquid. My two gremlins are already sleeping, so it wasn't really restful. Just catching up on chat here before we end this. I try to remember it was got during lockdown. I'm sure everything was more of a pain. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of true. I mean, that is true, but it's still not an excuse for all the insane levels used.
So
It is so bad. I
that is
mean,
true
three,
though.
yeah,
At least
three does have
three
Meg
had Meg
Foster,
Foster.
but in a totally wasted role that goes nowhere. It's so bad with all the hand stuff.
Yeah,
Ginger knows this. One of my biggest rants in any review in like the 1,000 plus that I've done is Jeepers Creepers 3. It's a huge rant. That whole video is just a rant galore. Like that
She was
movie
wasted in 31.
that movie pissed me off. That movie and Return to Sleepaway Camp. Those two films are the biggest rant films those two films are the biggest rant film reviews on the channel are those two movies. And maybe like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D and 2022 and Leatherface, the prequel. Those three also are some rant ones too. I don't really do a lot of rant videos and stuff. Movies don't really piss me off that much. Like I'll fuck with the movie logic and stuff like that, but that's just how I watch movies, and that's just my thing. And so that's not like I still love most of the movies that I'll shit on the stupidity of them, but I'll still love those.
I kind of get away from it and forget that I even watched it if it makes me that mad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you kind of want to just purge it out and get all your pissed off, angry emotions out of that movie, and then never think about it again. And actually, that's what I said at the end of my Return to Sleepaway Camp review that I did very early on in the channel, is that it's in prison forever now, and I'm never talking about it again. And yet, it still comes up now and then.
Like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah.
It's so bad.
We're talking about Meg Foster. Meg Foster was wasted in 31 also, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I don't care for that movie.
Yeah, she actually, what she did is vulgar, and I seen her as too much of an older lady to do that shit. You know what she does? Whatever it is she does, I don't remember what it is, but whatever it is, it shows no class, and she deserves more class than that.
No, yeah, for sure. And Ben says, 3 had the truck kill more people than the creeper. Yeah, absolutely. I go on in that video about the truck for a long while. All the new traps and shit that it got from and it's supposed to be taking place between 1 and 2. So none of that makes sense with all the new gear it's got. And I thought his deal is to eat things to regrow parts. I always thought he ate dragon wings to get those wings. So how does that translate to a living vehicle? Yeah, I say the whole hand subplot of him needing the hand, and that he's so obsessed with this hand, he replaces body parts all the time. So what does the hand even matter to him? And it's just there to add some stupid subplot to the movie where she could see visions from it, and all of it is so bad.
That was his favorite hand being read.
Yeah, it's so terrible. Oh, I mean, that's a good way to end this. Tomorrow, the trivia. What time is the trivia tomorrow for everybody?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday, it's at 6 p.m., man.
6 p.m. Sunday.
I know exactly who the contestants are. Of course, you can guess one of them right now, but I'm not going to tell anybody who the opponent is, because this is going to be
on Sunday.
The best matchup. It's going to be a great matchup. You're going to love your opponent, man.
So Sunday at 6 p.m. it'll be me versus a mystery opponent on Goraphob's channel for
that everybody knows
horror trivia. Yeah, in the community. I have no idea who it is, so that'll be fun.
Nice guy.
Tomorrow night, as far as I know, I haven't gotten an email saying that the plans changed or anything. So tomorrow night we'll be having Andrew Devoff on from Wishmaster 1 and 2 and Lost, the TV series, and Toy Soldiers, and Extra 3, and so many things. The guy is speaks like 7 languages and shit. Like, he's very, very very intelligent guy, and I'm looking forward to speaking with him. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. that is, unless something changed, because he told me to bill it as like a hopeful event, and because he's traveling and he gets to his hotel room, whatever that we're gonna do it from the call. So the stream. So as long as he doesn't like get delayed traveling or something like that, then if in the case that he does, we'll have to reschedule it. But so far, no message saying otherwise. So it's looking good for tomorrow. And video on Ju-on the Grudge 2 sometime in the next few days. And that's it. And thanks for joining, Keith. And
Yeah,
as
thank
always,
you.
it's always a blast chatting with you and watching movies. And thank you everybody for hanging out. We had a nice we had everybody here tonight. This was a fun time watching this and talking about this and all other horror movies as always. So everyone have a great night, and I'm gonna try to watch The Monkey in a few hours or so maybe, so I can get a review out on that movie, because I've really loved Long Legs and I love all Oz Perkins movies just like I know you do, Keith. So I mean I can't wait to check The Monkey out. But everyone have a great night. And Keith, I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Take it
Take
easy.
care.
Thanks a lot. Man.